Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this short video where I would like to talk to you about our experiences in running capstone projects at Deakin University in Melbourne, Australia. We are running capstone projects in our final year of studies across all of our IT degrees, and students have to enroll in 2 consecutive capstone units. What we want to do is to give students an industry-relevant experience, but by the same token, also have a model that can scale to up to 700 or 800 students that do capstone projects in each of the teaching periods. The way we're managing that is to borrow ideas from the tribes and squads model that was devised by Atlassian. We have a number of students in a squad that work on a project during the duration of a teaching period. In order to get continuity across projects, we have squads of students in the first as well as the second capstone project unit. All squads are supervised by an academic supervisor, but also have access to industry mentors that can guide them if they have specific challenges in the context of their project. Technical staff provide students with the necessary technical support if they have particular issues with regards to technology in their projects. On top of that, we give students guidance on how to structure their timelines throughout a teaching period. In our case, we divide our teaching period into 4 3-week periods, whereas the first period is sort of a planning and an induction, followed by 3 3-week iterations where students continue working on their project. Key is that the junior students gradually take on more responsibilities in the project and are led by the senior students, so that by the end of a particular teaching period, they are ready to become senior students when they come back and work on their capstone unit next time. We've done an evaluation of how this was deployed in 2019, and we have some good initial results. So a lot of students think that they have experienced an authentic learning environment. They have improved their outcomes with regards to employability, and also found that the way the trimester was structured was particularly helpful to them. However, this is only the start of a longitudinal study, and we have to generate more results over a period of time to see whether our new model actually helps students with employability and other graduate outcomes. And I would like to open the floor for questions.
Hi, John Gee. Thank you very much for that interesting talk. Can I ask about 2020, how have you adapted the model to the current COVID crisis?
Thank you very much for that question, Kevin. The original model was designed in such a way that students would collaborate in a dedicated capstone workspace where they had all sorts of tools and facilities to do so. And unfortunately, we couldn't do that this year. So we tried to replicate that collaborative space as much as possible through Microsoft Teams by using the relevant tools that are incorporated into Teams to mimic online collaboration sessions, etc. There is probably a few interesting lessons we've learned, and we hope that we can document them in future research reports.
So how have you validated your curriculum? How do you know it's an improvement for the students? And in particular, how are you planning on validating it in the longer term?
We had some initial data on students' perceptions and also external clients' perception before we introduced that model. What we've reported in our paper from this year is an initial study on deploying the model in 2019 and gathering some feedback from students and external clients alike. But we definitely have to run a longitudinal study to get better insights in how much the model meets the needs of the students and how it actually improves their employability outcomes at the end.
Do you have advice for other people wanting to deploy this model?
I think one of the key things is that supervisors are very well informed how the model works. so that they can guide students appropriately, especially because it's not that common that you have students from 2 different units in the same squad, so that the senior students know how they can actually mentor the junior students. And I think the other advice I would give is you have to have projects that are really suitable for a longer term. So you may want to run projects over multiple trimesters, so that what junior students learned in one teaching period can actually be applied in any subsequent teaching periods.
So this is very interesting. Where do you see this evolving in the future? Where do you think you'll focus the effort?
We probably don't fully understand the impact of the model on how students work. So this is an area where we need to focus a bit more and get some experience how we can facilitate collaboration, possibly across multiple squads that are working in the same product tribe. And the other thing is whether the way we're structuring the teaching period timeline, whether there are some improvements we can make there.
Okay, thank you for answering my questions.
You're most welcome, Kevin. Well, thank you everybody for listening. And if you've got any more questions, you've got our email addresses at the bottom of the screen. So please feel free to email anybody if you would like to know more about how we're using this model in our Capstone setting. Thank you.